And we started a live like that. Welcome to Views Sports Talk, guys.
That was a goat. That was a goat in pain right there.
Hopefully, this is the channel you're looking for. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes.
The phony goat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Remember to leave those likes.
God,
many likes.
I haven't. This past weekend broke my heart. I'm not betting anymore.
Oh.
I'm not doing it.
Why? What happened, man?
Especially when you're terrible at it. Yeah.
No, I'm actually. I'm not. I won a few here and there. Nothing crazy, obviously, but I had Mahomes, right? He was on one of my parlays, and I had him to throw over 295. This fucker in the first half has 220. Second half, 55 yards.
Oh boy.
Like, oh my.
Save it for the goddamn show, Kyle.
Where he's gonna come out again. He's gonna get it.
That's all right, Kyle. I'm not betting this weekend either.
Oh no, I gotta bet. You're not betting on the Pro Bowl? No Pro Bowl?
The Pro Bowl? Who bets on the Pro Bowl?
Man.
Degenerates like Kyle.
You know, I would never, but you'd be surprised who would do something like that.
Oh God.
Kyle was betting on Canadian or Chinese basketball.
Chinese basketball, that's right.
Yeah.
They never fail me. The worst team always loses in Chinese basketball. There's no chance of them winning.
They're like the Washington Generals? Is that what they are?
Absolutely. There's no way the worst teams in the CBA always lose. They never have a chance to win.
There's a prop bet on which jersey Drake will wear. And
Drake?
there's an option. Drake.
At the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like a prop that one of the options is he wears both.
He'll wear a Bengals in the first half, Rams in the second half.
I didn't even know he'll have like the split jersey. The front will be the Bengals and the back will be the Rams.
So it's like either Rams, Bengals, or both.
Or
and
both.
then if he wears neither, then it's void.
Mm.
There's no like option to bet neither. But
yeah.
What if he wears a Raptors jersey though?
I could
see
him
wear Raptor jerseys to Raptor games. That's a bad bet.
Yeah, right? I could see him wearing an Odell jersey. I don't know. They have like a fondness for each other.
You're right.
That's
true. He could.
That's true. And it's in LA, so
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rams.
You know this past weekend you saw all the stars that were at the NFC Championship. This one, oh my God, it's gonna everybody's gonna be there.
And it's in LA, absolutely. I look forward to the
halftime show. Got like 8 people, right?
Exactly. I saw this meme on Instagram. It said, because Mary J. Blige is she's performing, and they were like, "How dare them disrespect her and have her just play one song from her 38?"
Well,
yeah. Who else is Snoop? I think Dr. Dre.
Yep.
Like a few.
Eminem,
yeah.
Mary J doesn't have a lot of like uplifting music though, right?
Yeah, no, a lot of it's
like,
about.
Oh, Mary J. Blige?
She has some.
Yeah, I liked her.
Yeah,
her
early stuff. Her early stuff was upbeat.
Yeah.
What's the 411?
Yeah, what's the 411 and what's the 411 remix album?
Yeah.
What's the 411 remix album was all produced by Puff Daddy, and it had like Notorious B.I.G., Craig Mack, and all kinds of rappers on it.
I'm just remembering
the
my drama days.
Yeah.
Early Mary J. Yep.
Yeah, early Mary J was good, man.
Yeah.
She was like in that whole Sting too. She was on that human growth hormone stuff. She was with Timbaland and Busta Rhymes. Yeah. Seriously.
Dr. Dre's on that shit too.
No, she was busted for that stuff.
Yeah. I didn't even know about that.
I mean, she got really jacked for a while. I mean, like, not like Busta Rhymes, but Busta Rhymes when he was young, he was like skinny as shit, man.
Yeah, he was like with the Tribe Called Quest days and all of that. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a twig. He was a twig back then.
He was. You're right.
All right, you guys ready? Ready to get started here?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
All right. So where are we starting today, guys? We didn't even really do much planning today. Kind of like shooting from the hip here.
Let me hit the red button. Hold on one second.
What's the red button?
Welcome to the vault, guys. Another episode of View Sports Talk. We're here to talk sports today on this Wednesday. Hope you guys enjoy. Pierre, take it away.
Wow, that was fast.
We're winging it today.
Like I said, we didn't really plan. So where are we starting here, guys? We're starting with
we're gonna start with the review of our standings.
all right.
And give some updates or predictions on the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to talk about some other NFL topics that have come up. But Leon regretted to inform me that we're going to be making picks here, so I gotta change some stuff around. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
We could probably just remember.
I mean, we could skip the picks until next week because it's like a dead week, right?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. And that way,
I want a little bit more time to figure out who I'm picking anyway.
Yeah,
that's right.
Right.
Drama
It's a little.
Right now,
let's
it's a weird week, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
because you got that week in between.
Well, it's not weird for Kyle because he's betting prop bets on the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl, baby.
But, let's review the conference championships.
Wow.
Both close games still, right? There haven't been many blowouts in this playoffs.
Literally, every game was pretty much close. Besides, I think like that Steelers and Chiefs game, like the early games, but everything since the divisional round has been right there.
This is one of the best playoffs that we've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there are some iconic games, and that Kansas City game was probably against the Bills was probably one of the best playoff games of all time. I mean,
yeah,
we were live.
Yeah, a lot of walk-off moments too, right?
Yeah.
So Ben and I were the only ones that picked the Bengals.
You're the Tiger.
Listen, they look dead, right? They look dead at the beginning. Like it looked like it was over before it started.
Yeah, and then Kansas City proceeded to die in the second half. Like they just disappeared.
Leon helped that along by being a cocky son of a bitch and posting stuff.
Yeah. He was talking some smack in the chat at halftime.
Yeah. I mean, the downfall started right at leading into the half, right? So instead of just kicking it, they went for it.
Yeah.
They left more points on the table. I feel like even the game before, they missed 4 points on kicks, and that almost ended up costing them their season. And then they proceeded to do the same kind of thing. Couldn't finish.
That's the thing, man. Like Andy Reid, he's obviously a Super Bowl winner. He's recognized as one of the better coaches in the NFL. But it's like, bro, in a situation like that, like you said, Leon, you don't leave points on the table. Or that's this analytics shit too. That's even is in football now. It's like fucking take the 3 points. You go up. I think at that time it would have been 24-3, or what? 24-10.
24-10, yeah.
10. But no. And then it's like the play call you gave. It was like, what was that? A quick out.
You gotta go to the end zone quick.
Go to the end zone. You got Kelsey. You got these other guys. You go a little quick out to Tyreek Hill.
Listen, man, Mahomes almost coughed it up even earlier than that, right? When he fumbled that ball.
That's the thing.
Andy's always had an issue before at the end of halves.
He had it against the Patriots, right?
Yeah. He's always mismanaged that end of half situation. And it's amazing how just one play just completely tilted the game the other way. The second half, up until the very end, it was all Bengals.
I don't like Burrow's outfit though. I didn't like Burrow's outfit. The turtleneck with the.
What about the chain? You like the chain?
Yeah, you don't put a chain over a turtleneck. Come on. Andy,
he looked like Wesley Snipes circa 1994. You know,
when he trained Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. No, even before that. But Andy should be absolutely embarrassed about that second half because he got out coached by a former Nebraska quarterback. I mean,
I love
That's
seeing
saying a lot.
Mahomes scrambling around for his life at the end of that game. I love seeing it, and he never it never really catches up to him, but it caught up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this. Go ahead.
Yeah, that Bengals defensive line, man. I don't know what got into them in at halftime, but they were in the backfield constantly in the second half.
Yeah, you know what I noticed? They were in the first half. They were playing a lot of zone coverage, which kind of allowed Mahomes to kind of pick them apart. But like you said, Jason, they were just rushing 3 guys, but they were getting to them, and they were manning up every guy on defense. So that's why
that's what the Buccaneers did last year, right? They basically rushed 3 or 4 and dropped everybody back and made Mahomes make decisions. And apparently that's how you beat the guy.
Yeah. And he's always prone to do like Pierre was saying, he was running around like there were some of the plays. I was like, what are you doing? Just like throw the ball.
I've never seen such a coordinated great athlete such as himself look so uncoordinated.
Yeah.
Like it was like he was like walking backwards, bouncing into people, like flopping around. I was like, what is going on with this guy? He's a very talented young man, but I really do I really am happy that we saw him go down in flames.
Only
as much as I didn't like Burrow's outfit, and everyone's telling me how great Burrow looked. As much as I didn't like his outfit, I'm very happy for Burrow. I really am.
Yeah.
He kind of sounded pompous after the game too. They asked him. One of the reporters was like, "Is that chain real?" And the dude and Joe Burrow was like, "Come on, man! I make too much money to wear a fake chain."
Well, he's telling the truth.
He's not lying.
And he's gonna make a lot more too.
Well, it is.
He's a hyper winner though, right?
Yeah.
What?
It is nice to see a different team in the Super Bowl. So,
yeah, I'd love to hear from Leon though. Neil, 1 second. Leon's been trying to get in here, so I'd love to hear from Leon. Then I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, no, I was saying he's a hyper winner, right? I don't think many people have won Heisman, national championship, and Super Bowl in the same career. This guy might do it in the course of 3 years, right?
Oh, so you're already picking
Joe
him.
Namath.
Oh,
Joe Namath? Okay.
Joe Namath is the only other one.
All right, he's the only non-alcoholic. Do it.
Yeah.
Joe Namath might come up later in our conversation in the show, but we'll
No, he won't.
save
No,
that
he
for
won't.
later.
Well, under GOAT?
No.
He won't.
No.
Oh,
All right.
Man.
Later.
all right.
Later. I'll work him
I'm
in.
interested
I'll
to
work
see
him
what
in.
this is because I have no idea what you're talking about. But let's move on to the next game, right? I do want to talk about Jeff Garcia for a second.
Why?
Jeff Garcia, because Mina Kimes was the reporter was kind of bashing Garoppolo, saying they were winning in spite of him, basically. And he said, "How dare you? You've never thrown a ball, or you never thrown, an NFL pat and you've also never been a reporter, dickhead. What's the point? Like, that's our job. Like, this guy, no one's really talking about this as much as they should be. That was like some pompous ass sexist shit to say, right? This female reporter is just basically saying what I think a lot of people do believe is that Garoppolo is not the second coming, man. He's not the guy who's going to end up taking this franchise to the next level. He's not that great of a quarterback, which is a lot of the reason why the Patriots gave up on him. I think Belichick was like, nah, this guy ain't it. Goodbye. I don't think it was so much that Brady was still effective as much as it was this guy wasn't the right guy. But I just want to say Jeff Garcia is an asshole. I just want to be clear. He's an asshole. Like, that stuff he said, man, got glossed over a little bit, but the guy was a dick.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that stuff. Like, you have no right to speak on this because you've never done it yourself. Oh, really? Really? Okay.
She's a reporter. It's her job to discuss things, right? Right,
but we live in a world where you're not allowed to speak your mind because you didn't do what that person did. Like, that makes no sense.
We cancel them both. Just cancel them both. Mina Kimes and Jeff Garcia, you're done.
No, we're not canceling Mina Kimes. I want Mina Kimes to kick him in the balls.
Yeah,
You shouldn't ask the question. Jeff Garcia shouldn't come at her like that. They're both canceled.
What makes it worse is it is sexist because there's men that have spoken about Garoppolo.
Yeah, would he have said that if it was a guy reporter, honestly?
He hasn't said that to a guy reporter that said the same exact thing as her. So
yeah,
you're a little bitch because you're gonna say it to a woman, which is totally Like he's a
The
reporter.
world was waiting for Garoppolo to do exactly what Mina Kimes is basically saying he does do, which is just melt down and just ruin games for his team.
Well, I mean, she's right though, because he's thrown his last pass as a Niners quarterback.
Yeah, they've told him.
I believe that.
They've told him. I think they're looking for a trade.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
And
I did pick the
speaking of
Niners in this game. I picked the Niners in this game. I thought their defense was going to pull through, and it didn't. It didn't.
I should have gone.
That defensive line though is insane for the Niners. The way they rotate like 8-9 guys in and out and just constantly apply pressure. It's impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. It's definitely scary. We don't want to go ahead.
Those hired guns certainly came in big time for them during the playoffs. That's for sure.
How do you guys feel about Kyle Shanahan? So like now they're kind of pinning him as he was the OC when it happened in Atlanta when they blew the. I know he's not the full coach, but he was calling the plays there. And then now he gave up another huge lead in the fourth quarter for this. Like how much of this stuff falls on him?
A lot of it falls on him. He's the coach. It ultimately all falls on him.
The way life works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not executing the plays, but he's got to put his team into a position to win. And you know, like his decisions mean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you have done differently if you were Shanahan?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not much, right? Because like you just said, Garoppolo has his limitations and what.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't
obviously coach her on that. Give the ball to Debo.
That's my point. Like they shouldn't have given Garoppolo any sort of responsibility.
Yeah, no, exactly. Once you gave him that responsibility and put the ball in his hands, you knew he wasn't going to be able to, produce and come up with the win like they needed. He's an average quarterback, and other teams have won with average quarterbacks in the NFL. But I think those days of Trent Dilfer winning you just riding the coattails of the Ravens defense, I don't think you can't win like that anymore. You need a legitimate. Obviously, if you have a great defense, that's a benefit. But if you look at the best teams in the NFL today, what's the one common thing they all have? If not all, great quarterback play. So Garoppolo's just not that.
Yeah.
When you think about it, though, and I agree. I don't think he's the answer there. But even with that, if Tart makes that easy interception, that's 2 out of the last 4 years. Garoppolo would have been in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show. I
guarantee you, Tart
again,
played
I don't
his
think
last game as a Niner too.
Yeah, I don't think Garoppolo is the answer in San Fran, but still, even with that, I mean, man, one catch, and again, two out of the last 4 years, and again, it's not all because of him, but
No, I think Mina Kimes was right.
Yeah, absolutely.
No matter what Jeff Garcia thinks, but listen. We'll pick the game. We'll pick the Super Bowl winner next week, right, on the show. But I think where are we at here? All right.
Jason pulled into fourth place.
Here we go, going into the Super Bowl, baby. Let's do this.
This could be. I thought I had a stranglehold on this, and then I was wrong a couple of times. Kyle guessed right, and then Ben has been picking whatever I pick. I noticed his strategy.
I mean, this is definitely going to change how I pick the Super Bowl. I'm basically just going to pick the opposite of you three. Hopefully you all picked it, and then hopefully I can force a tie.
A fatal 4-way.
I guess if I get the Super Bowl right, I'll finish at 7-6. I guess that's appropriate, huh?
Yeah.
Me and you are trying to battle the 500.
What's the 1-1? Is that last week?
That was last week.
Yeah.
I knew I should have picked the fucking Rams.
Yeah, that was my pick before.
No, I believed in the Niners defense. I really did believe in it.
I did too.
You don't believe in much other than like a 500 record. You're just like your Philadelphia teams.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
just looking for like
Oh, yeah, Super Bowl 52 there, buddy.
he just looks for a Philly like relation in some way. So
So you got one game. Good. But no, if you guys have been following along and using our picks, you're at 43-29. That's in the money, baby.
That's right, baby.
That's yep, in the money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're buying yourself a
If you
steak.
followed Neil, you broke even.
Yeah.
Actually, you would have lost money because the casino would have taken some of their juice.
Don't
from
follow
your win,
me.
so-
Just
yeah, you're down. You're down.
don't-
money.
Neil, you have solid logic until a Philadelphia team is in the mix. You said
Oh, yeah.
Until you.
who
until
is
you
the
smell
quarterback
a
you trusted
cheesesteak
most
or
in the
something.
NFC?
Jalen
Russell
Hurts.
Wilson when he
Jalen
comes to
Hurts.
the Eagles next
He
season.
said Jalen Hurts.
Mr. Hurts.
Don't worry about Jalen Hurts. It's going to be about Russell Wilson next season here.
Russell
I
Wilson
gotta
is
tell
not
you,
gonna play
man.
until
I gotta
November.
tell you, Neil, you die by your team, man, and I gotta
Yeah.
give you credit for that,
Always.
man.
Fall
Yeah.
on the sword.
All right. Well, let's move on, fellas.
All right. So yeah, we're pulling an audible here.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we pick right now? But we have the right to pick to change our pick if something. We'll pick for now. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm
I did want to mention though, I misspoke a little bit earlier. Only two quarterbacks have ever won a national championship and the Super Bowl, and that's Joe Namath and Joe Montana.
And a Heisman though?
Neither of them won the Heisman. So Joe Burrow would be the first quarterback to do all three.
And he's gonna do it in 3 years. That's crazy.
Something about those Joes.
Hold on, Leon. Are you picking the Bengals with that little comment?
Yeah, he is.
It's the year of the Tiger, baby. Let's go.
Oh,
All right, Leon. All right.
oh.
All right. So now we can change this though. This is a little mind game we can play. We can.
I'm in
All right, so
I'm in Lunar New Year mode right now. So.
You're going Bengals. Okay. Kyle, where are you going?
So I said coming into the season that the addition of Matthew Stafford would be incredible for the Rams. Obviously, they added Beckham, they added Von Miller. Joe Burrow's been so hot, man. I mean, I didn't expect them to get this far.
You're going McAllister or are you going with Stanford or Stafford?
Kevin McAllister. I'm gonna go with Stafford, man. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
All right.
I don't feel too good about it, but I'm going with.
I
them.
love this matchup though because it's not a conventional one. That's what I like about this.
Yeah.
Right.
I think this is gonna be a really high scoring game.
Madden Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some pretty good defenses in this game though, too.
Yeah, I don't know though. I think it's gonna go against conventional wisdom.
It's gonna be some crazy.
Who you got, Neil? Because I want you to go before me because yours is gonna dictate my pick quite a bit.
Well, look, first blush here. I think the bye week is going to hurt the Bengals more so than it's going to hurt the Rams because that momentum that they're on such a run, and then all of a sudden here comes a bye week, and a lot of these guys, it's their first trip into the Super Bowl. The Rams have some guys that were there, kind of been there, done that. Early blush again. I like the Rams. I like the Rams to go back-to-back years as the home team to host the Super Bowl to win it. I'm going to early blush. I'm going Rams.
All right. Leon, you already went. Jason?
Tiger style.
All right. So I don't know. I'm obviously terrible at picking these games. So I think the Bengals are better than the 49ers. And I don't think the Rams offense is good as the Chiefs offense. So I'm taking the Bengals.
Football math. I love it.
I like it.
I like that logic.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm picking between my business partner and Matt from corporate is what I'm doing right now because my business partner, John, wants the Rams. Matt from corporate wants the Bengals. But no, in all honesty, this may change, right? We have the ability to change our thought. But right now, my gut's telling me that this is the year of the Bengals because it's just like it's one of those special years where no one expected them to be here. I mean,
It's like the Braves, right? They weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs, and now they're playing for the championship. So
yeah,
who knows?
I'm going Bengals for right now. I'm going Bengals. Now it might change, but I'm going Bengals right now.
All right.
And Ben said he would have he'd take the Bengals right now too.
Mhm.
Oh wow. So who's taking the Rams?
Boy.
Anybody?
So
I got the
far,
Rams.
it's Neil and Kyle so far.
The guy's pulling up the rear of the standings. So
Go on, Kyle. You're in there.
No, Kyle's not.
Kyle's in first.
oh,
I was
Leon,
going for the
sorry.
win.
Going for the win, baby. Flat out.
Well, the
Well,
losers are
going
split
for
on this, so
7
you can't
and
even.
Well, if we were to go right now, it would be Ben and I would be battling Kyle. So if
Yeah.
if the Bengals were to win, Ben and I would be tied, and Kyle would be where he belongs in second place. And then
Third place.
Well, then no, Jason would tie him for third
Jason,
place.
not me.
For third.
Yeah, that's true.
for third place, yeah.
Yeah.
For third.
All right, listen, let's move on here, guys.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Oh boy.
So I said I'd work in Joe Namath, but I mixed up the Joes. I was thinking of Joe Theismann.
Yeah.
Joe Theismann leaked the name a day before, so I apologize for mixing up those two quarterbacks.
You ever see the injury Theismann got? Did you ever see
Yeah.
that?
Blindside.
Oh, God.
Blindside, right?
Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor, right?
Oh,
That field is
Yeah.
what's it called? Is cursed because that's the same field that Alex Smith got his leg almost tore
listen, I
off.
gotta be
Right?
honest with you, this is one of the corniest names I've ever I mean,
The name is terrible.
Yeah.
Washington Commanders. Like I like the W, I guess.
The taco stand.
Yeah,
The taco
the
stand.
taco stand is kind of cool. But like I saw some comments earlier. They're going to be shortened to the commies.
Yeah.
Um,
I've seen that.
That's not going to work.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's better than some of the other names they had. Like the
It sounds
Arsenal.
it sounds like a military like school.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to do with
Yeah.
the military because that's where most of the commanders are, I guess. But yeah, it's weird.
Oh
Well,
my
depending
god,
on
this is
down the
terrible,
road, yeah.
man.
I mean, what were the
I do
other
like
options,
that.
right? The Hogs,
Red tails.
Admirals.
The Hogs would have
Red
been cool,
Tails.
man. The Hogs would have been cool.
That would have
Yeah,
it
they
would
had
have been yeah.
That was like the War Hogs, right?
Presidents.
No, not the president.
And Washington.
Well, that was one of the options.
Yeah, no, I know. That's an instant no. I mean, they had 2 years to figure this thing out, man.
And this is what they came up with.
The corruption.
All right, what's worse, the Washington Commanders or the Cleveland Guardians?
At this point, I think I
Tough
take the
one.
Guardians.
I think the Guardians is
I
worse.
think Commanders is worse. Yeah. The Commandos.
Both of them are bad rebrands, though.
Yeah.
They are necessary, but bad.
I prefer the animal stuff.
I know you do, Leon.
I would have went Cleveland Spiders and the Washington Hogs. I guess.
I actually didn't mind Washington football team.
Yeah, that.
that kind of grew on me. It was like a soccer thing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you change your logo, get a new logo. I like the W. Keep the Washington football team, and you got a winner, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not a winner, but
Added,
not as.
like an alternate jersey too. There, right? That black one on the right.
I like that black jersey.
Yeah,
I
that-
like
pretty
the
cool.
jerseys are great. They definitely grow on me. The white one kind of looks like a Temple jersey.
But it's like that, right? Isn't it, guys? When like you first-
There's Neil bringing it back to Philadelphia again.
I have
Jesus
that's
Christ.
where I always go.
when you see these new teams and they first bring out their their names, we're always at first like, I guess because it's so new and obviously you've never seen it, but it kind of like you look at some of the NBA teams now and it's like you look at some of the names and you think about it, you're like
The names in the NBA are pretty terrible too, though.
The Pelicans. I mean, that's pretty bad.
the
like
Thunder,
the
Oklahoma
Heat.
City Thunder, like
Yeah.
The Utah Jazz. I mean, how much jazz? How much
the Utah,
are
right?
known for
Well,
jazz?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they just moved the
Raptors-
team and they
moved-
never
moved
rebranded,
from
right?
New Orleans.
The Raptors. What a corny ass thing.
Yeah.
I would have liked the Huskies, but
Yeah.
the Raptors was weird.
No, I like the Raptors, man. I'm playing with you. I'm just poking at you. I like the Raptors a lot. I think that's a cool name.
I prefer the Huskies though.
I just
Really?
like
More
the
historic.
logo.
Yeah, more historic.
I'm
And most of
pretty,
the Toronto
Memphis.
teams wear blue.
I'm pretty sure when like the Raptors
Memphis.
first started up there in Toronto, everybody was like, "What the fuck is why the
Well, that
Raptors?"
was because of Jurassic
It's because
Park.
of Jurassic Park. Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah,
Jurassic
of
Park.
course. But I'm saying like when you see a new name, well, not all the time, but sometimes we're like, "What the?" And I guess
Yeah, it
that's-
was really weird. It was really
Yeah,
weird at
That
times
was
because
the
all our teams wear
experimental
blue.
90s thing.
And then this team's wearing purple and gray. It was like weird.
Yeah. So interesting.
I don't know. This Commanders one is pretty freaking terrible. Like, this is what you come up with, man. I mean, it's like both of them are like this, and the Guardians are both like clip artish.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I guarantee they basically went with what is the least offensive of the names.
Yeah.
No, you're right. But now you're gonna have people like I don't know. This has got a military connotation to it. So then you're gonna have.
Yep.
Oh my
the whole
God!
comedy thing, like, yeah.
I completely agree. The Redskins name needed to go. That's not
Right.
appropriate. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. These are crappy. I would have liked the Hogs, man. That would have been good. The Hogs. This
That
looks
takes
like
it
a
back,
college
yeah.
team, like a Division II college team.
Well, plus that would have been also a homage to their old offensive line back in the 80s.
All right, let's get off of this. This is stupid.
Just
Wow.
Yeah.
It was a weird fake out though, right?
What's that?
So like Schefter and the other guy was like, heard it here first, stamped it, and then
But
they
don't
started
you want
interviewing-
Tom? But don't you think Tom Brady wanted to? His dad said, "Hey, he didn't decide. He's not even close to deciding." He wanted
Yeah.
to say it on his own. These stupid reporters sometimes, like they break
Yeah.
things and then
Yeah. But that's what it's like now. Like you get famous for reporting it first, and it's like this rush to like drop a Woj bomb or whatever. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Let the guy announce it. Like what the hell?
listen, man.
just let
Because then his
Well,
dad
now
had to
it-
be
it-
like no one would give a comment, and his dad would be like, "No, he didn't make his decision," and then he went and told people like I need time, and then like 2 hours later, he's like, "Yeah, I'm out."
How does anyone in their right mind deny this guy as the greatest of all time? How do you do it at this point? Like, I mean, how do you do it?
I mean, he was just okay.
I wasn't too fond of him.
I mean,
I'm asking how. I don't care.
if you're going by the combine scores,
Listen, I just pulled up his records, right? Listen to this. Career regular season playoffs, most Super Bowl titles, 7. Most games won by a player, 278. Most games played by a quarterback, 365. Most games started by a quarterback, 363. Most combined passing attempts, over 13,000. Over 8,400 combined passing completions, 710 combined touchdown passes, 98,000 combined passing yards, most game-winning drives at 67, most fourth quarter comebacks at 51. He was also sacked the most times at 622. Listen, this is insanity.
Mm-hmm.
He had quality and longevity, right? You see some players get all these records from longevity alone, like a Vinny Testaverde or something like that. Then you got a guy like this that's quality. He is the GOAT, Rice. And if anyone tries to tell me, this is the argument I hate most, is you always have not, and I love you, Rice. I want to be clear. You're one of our biggest supporters. But I have people tell me all the time, Joe Montana's better. He got the 4 and he won 4. He never lost. Well, yeah, he lost getting to those games. Those other Super Bowls he didn't get to. He got smoked in an NFC championship game once. I mean, fucking smoked. And I don't care if you get to the Super Bowl 4 times and win all 4 times, you don't lose. I don't give a shit. I'd rather be 7-3 than 4-0 in the biggest game in the NFL.
also
Tell
it's
me, better to be 4-0. Why is it better to be 4-0? I need to understand this. Like, I don't understand the reasoning. It's better to be 4-0 and win 4 and lose at some point prior to getting to that big game than it is to get to that game 10 times and win 7 against the other best team.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also no like downslide, right? Like he's retiring, leading the league in passing yards too. Like, I mean, he just barely missed the Super Bowl or at least the championship game this time around, right? There's no like Ben Roethlisberger period where it's just like apparent he's not, overstaying. Like he could easily play another couple of years, right?
Yeah. I think he saw. I think he saw the possibility that Tampa Bay was going to lose a lot of guys, and it's just time. And listen, I mean, I don't. To me, there's no argument. I think Brady's the GOAT. But if you think about Montana, I mean, they're 2 different eras, 2 different offenses. But Montana, and he was great, but he had also the benefit of playing for a very offensive-minded coach who helped to invent, what was it, the West Coast offense that kind of fit around what they wanted to do for most of his career. Tom Brady played for a defensive-minded coach in Bill Belichick. So, you got two whole separate entities right there. I mean, Brady, and doing it when he did it, I just think there's no argument in my mind that Brady's the GOAT.
Well,
And
people
yeah,
also said he had all these weapons. He did not have weapons.
He for most of his, For
He didn't have Jerry Rice.
He didn't have the top wide receivers. No, he had Gronk, but
Hold
outside
on.
of Gronk,
Hold on, Gronk. Tell me one time Gronk was healthy going into a Super Bowl with him.
oh sure. But what I'm saying is, when you look at his receiving core, it certainly wasn't a top tier receiving core. He just made those guys, what they were.
He had
What were you
Randy
gonna say,
for a
Jason?
couple of years. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
No, he
I
had
was just
Randy Moss for 1 year,
Randy Moss,
which was
right.
crazy. For
Yeah.
1 year. The next
1
year, Randy Moss didn't do shit.
Sure.
Then he had Gronk, who was arguably the best tight end to play.
Mhm.
Arguably.
He had Aaron Hernandez too before that. But
Aaron Hernandez he wasn't receiving his best year was like 600 yards or something.
Okay.
Aaron Hernandez was a great complimentary player to Gronk, but he wasn't a guy that I don't think he ever racked up 1,000 yards. I think it was like 600, 700 yards.
It was just crazy that they had both of them at the same time. I think that was mainly they had just two crazy weapons at tight end.
And I mean, guys like
Aaron Hernandez was a wide receiver playing tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't a great blocker either.
No.
Gronk, the most underrated part of his game was blocking.
Yeah, he could block.
He could block.
Then he could go out there and catch he could receive as well. He could do both.
And Brady had Vinatieri. Oh God. Come on.
Well, and also guys like
Bruce.
guys like Wes Welker and Edelman.
He made Wes Welker.
He made Wes Welker and Edelman. Welker was nothing with Miami other than like a punt return.
That's what I was saying, is that he made those guys who they were.
Yeah.
If you put those guys in another system, I don't think they're the same.
Yeah, him and Edelman were completely made by Tom Brady and the ability of his quick passing. And, that's how them, because like Pierre just said, Welker with Miami was shit. He was shit.
Yeah.
He was nobody. Then he goes to Miami to New England. And listen,
Welker arguably blew one of the Super Bowls too.
Oh, yeah.
He had a very catchable ball that he dropped, and then Giselle blasted him after the game.
Listen, I think obviously as a Jet fan, I've seen firsthand for 20 years what Tom Brady.
Oh, here we go. Everyone's got these things. Brady can thank Butler for one ring. This one can thank that one. Give me a break. The dude, he's the best quarterback ever to play the game, period. Anyone who's arguing that at this point is completely out of gas. You're just, now it's starting to look like.
The only thing I give credit to is, if you want to argue in Tampa, he had weapons. He had an abundance of weapons, and he kind of handpicked his position to go there. But I don't blame him for doing that.
No.
That's just a smart.
said this guy always had weapons. Who did he have? He won with Troy Brown, a 5'10" number one receiver. Deion Branch was 5'9", a 5'9" wide receiver. He was winning with those people with no premier. Jerry Rice is arguably he is the greatest wide receiver to ever play the game.
Yeah.
Period.
Listen, I don't disagree that Tom Brady, he is the best quarterback ever in my opinion. And this is not taken away from how great he was, but he benefited so much in his early years from those defenses that he had in New England. Yes, he obviously contributed. I'm not saying he rode the coattails of those. No, he did what he had to do, obviously. But shit, it makes it a lot easier when you have Teddy Bruschi, Ty Law, Richard Seymour, Ronnie Harrison. Those defenses in New England, obviously, Pierre, because you're a Patriot fan. Them defenses were incredible. I mean, you see, Peyton Manning couldn't do shit with them every year, in and out. So, yes, I'm not saying Tom, obviously, I'm saying it. Tom Brady is the best, but he, like I say, he wasn't just riding the ship. He was still doing what he had to do. But it helps a lot when you have that defense behind you, when they're going to give up no more than, 20 points, if that, a game.
Okay.
So here's, go ahead, Jason. Go ahead.
People are talking about weapons here. All right. So I'm looking at the 2004 New England Patriots season.
Mm-hmm.
Right. His third Super Bowl.
Yep.
This was his wide receivers. He had Deion Branch, Troy Brown, and Chaz Gesner. Your running backs were Mike Cloud and Corey Dillon.
And Dylan was good that year. I'm gonna give Dylan had a breakout season after coming over from the Bengals.
And your tight ends were Daniel Graham and Iowa's own Zeron Flemester.
Come on, I know. This is what I'm getting at, dude. Like, how can you say this guy had weapons, man?
A lot of their credit.
Troy Brown was a good wide receiver.
Sure. But Troy Brown is not a number one.
Yeah.
No. Nobody would ever say he was the best wide receiver in the game.
No, not at all.
A lot of their credit comes from
the Pro Bowl one time. One time.
Yeah. A lot of the credit comes from creating like a winning atmosphere where a lot of guys will come there, kind of do their time and rehab their career, maybe sign for a minimum.
So,
we saw that.
Branch was a baller. Let's just look at Deion Branch. Pro Bowls.
Let's look at what Deion Branch did when he went to the Seahawks. That's what I want you to look at. When Deion Branch left the Patriots and went to the Seahawks, what did he do there? He looked like a 5'8" receiver.
Yeah. Had 0 Pro Bowls. 0.
Unfortunately, I remember that Patriot team all too
He
well.
never had more than 78 receptions in a year.
Yeah.
Which 78 is a lot, but like that was his best year with Tom Brady. His second best year of his career was 57.
He never. Randy Moss was the only legitimate superstar wide receiver he's ever had, and I mean,
like guys have come over there to try to rehab like Ocho Cinco and Antonio Brown and all that, but a lot of times this is like too late.
They were bargain. The Patriots are known for bargain shopping.
Yeah,
and it was always on offense. Like they gave this guy that was a point of contention for Tom. Like most of his career was like, you're not giving me any weapons.
Yeah,
it was almost like a chip on his shoulder.
Well, they're too good to get good picks. Right?
Listen, Gronk is arguable, and it is arguable because Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez is there too.
I think Gronk is the best tight end ever. I think.
I think so too. But he never went into the end of the year healthy ever. He never had a healthy Gronk in the Super Bowl ever. It never happened. Never happened. You know why I know? Because I fucking watched it. Every play. This guy was never healthy going into the Super Bowl ever. Ever.
Oh wait, in 2005 they added Eugene Baker to the wide receiver core.
There we go. Keep going, Jason, because
Dante Stallworth.
And people are saying, listen to this, guys, right? Yeah, everyone says the Patriots lucked out or blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think I can I can say that I think the Giants lucked out twice. That's what happens in football. It took miraculous. We're talking fucking miraculous catches, right? There's a matter of inches. Twice kept Brady from being 9-1 in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Now it goes both ways. Don't give me this shit that he lucked out, but don't use that for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what? Daniel had an interception go right through his hands just before the helmet catch.
That's how the game works. And I'll tell you what, there has never been a more composed quarterback in the pocket than this guy, period. Yeah. You pick people apart. He's cerebral. Everyone thought Peyton Manning was better. Well, guess what? You were wrong. You were wrong. When Peyton Manning was 36, his career was done. Tom was just getting started.
That's injuries plays a lot to do with that too.
It does, but also I think it's underestimated. This guy's work ethic is underestimated.
Oh yeah, the way he takes care of his body, the way the NFL changes the rules to appease him, and make sure he can have a 22-year career. I mean, that was apparent.
Listen,
now, I know he's gonna be with family and such, but what do you guys think he's gonna do like in a year or so from now? What do you guys think?
So he's got those 3 companies.
Yeah, he got like a production
TV12, Brady Brand, and what was the other one? I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's gonna be.
He ain't gonna do shit, man. He ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, Gisele's the moneymaker in that relationship.
Yeah,
he always has been.
He ain't gonna do nothing, man. He's gonna enjoy his time. He's gonna enjoy his time, And I think he should, man. This guy, he redefined. He was the most dominant player that we've seen.
I'm gonna bring this down.
from a quarterback perspective, he's the most dominant one we've seen in our lifetime, period. No matter what anybody says, there's no way you can deny it. I mean, 17 championship games. Like, what the fuck? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It was a given this guy was going to be there.
We've only seen one other player in our lifetime have that kind of success.
Charles Haley,
in their team sport, and that's LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody would argue about him being the GOAT, right? But I know some people, Michael Jordan and whatnot, but yeah, but like
That's who you ask, yeah.
To make it to like 17 championship games and 10 Super Bowls, like LeBron James made it to 9 straight NBA Finals or 10 straight, I think. I don't remember, but like,
yeah.
no, that's a good point. I'm reading some stuff. I wasn't reading all these comments, so people were saying, "Oh, it's getting me." I can't. I don't have the time to read all that stuff. But Renaissance Man is saying, how if Brady has such great weapons, name the Hall of Famers you play with. So you're right. Gronk is it, right? Randy Moss for 1 year is going to be a Hall. That's a Hall of Famer.
Randy Moss is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and then Edelman is a fringe Hall of Famer. I think he's one of the guys. He could make it. He could make it just because of that short-lived success, but also the championships. Who else is there?
No, it's just offensively, no.
Maybe Mike Evans.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Mike Evans.
Well, that's a lot.
But that's like Randy Moss. That's like a 1 year thing, I mean,
Mike Evans was good before Brady got there.
No. What I'm saying is that's just you only play with him for a year, 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
I'm talking the bulk of his career. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I just think it was the perfect.
Yeah, we're in Capnito. We're talking about offensive players that he played with, the weapons that he had.
He never played with a. I mean, I shouldn't. Like I said, you guys named a few guys, but yeah, overall, it was him that was the one more or less on offense that was dictating what was happening. It wasn't
James White, maybe.
Yeah,
he was the constant.
Not a Hall of Famer though.
No.
Yeah, I wrote this on my Facebook feed when the news first when it was blurted out first. I said, Brady is the type of player that you wanted to play against, that you wanted your team to have a shot against in the title, and because he was the ultimate competitor, and that's the type of guy, that's the type of team that you wanted to play and you wanted to try to beat, to really test how good your team is and going up against that. And I'm glad at least, we had a couple shots at him, and he is, like I said, he's the GOAT.
In Capnito, you're trying really hard here to prove that he had
Blunt.
Like, I mean, come on, man.
Fournette was hurt the entire year. Like
Garrett Blunt is the Hall of Fame of like who do you punch? He punched a fan.
Yeah,
Tom Brady made a lot of fringe players much better than they were. So like,
I don't know how I can.
Kevin Falk was one of them, right? Kevin Falk. Then he had like he had a lot of guys like that. James that White made it into something that otherwise they wouldn't have been anything. It's like whatever people want to say. Looked out. I don't give a shit. The guy won 7 Super Bowls, man. I mean. Yeah. And it's more than just even that final game leading up to that. Like he had to win, like he just won and just won again. I mean, that's all he did. He's the biggest winner.
Would the fair comp be San Antonio Spurs? Like maybe like people take
Duncan, maybe
give them less credit because they don't win in like a flashy way. It's kind of almost boring.
I don't know. The Patriots won pretty flashy, man. I think early on, the Patriots weren't flashy. They were like workmanlike, right? But as it got moved along.
Yeah, but you look at the best years of his careers from a statistical perspective. They didn't win any Super Bowls.
When they almost went undefeated that year, that was crazy.
Right. I mean, winning 7 Super Bowls is good. Well, great, fantastic. But losing 2 to Eli Manning, you're not GOAT status just for those right there.
No, don't even try it, Jason.
We didn't lose
To be
much
honest
to
with
him.
you, even the Giants fans know that it came down to two miraculous catches. Honestly, it really did. They had stellar game plans.
But
They
Eli
pressured
Manning
Brady.
is a Hall of Famer because Tom Brady couldn't beat him in those 2 games.
Absolutely.
Period.
Yeah.
Eli Manning, he's not going to make the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he's gonna.
He will. He's got 2 Super Bowl rings.
Besides the 2 Super Bowls, he's a Manning.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer for sure.
Yes, he is.
It's not because of his play, like Jason said. It's those 2 rings, and he's a Manning.
Yep.
That's why he's making the Hall of Fame.
That's the goofiest son of a bitch to ever make the Hall of Fame, man.
He was our bitch.
Well, I'm sure there's some goofier ones in there.
Jesus Christ! But listen, all I gotta say is,
Eli can thank Tom Brady for making the Hall of Fame.
Well, another person he made better than he really was. So I think, like, I mean, it just kind of like proved my point even further. Like, he's just making everyone around him better, and I think that's what Tom Brady was great at. That's what made him great, man. I mean, but also you just can't discount at the end of it, right? You just can't discount. You can't discount the fact that there was longevity with Brady, and there was also quality in that longevity. It's not like he just wore people down. And in all honesty, like, if he came back next year with some weapons, do you think he wouldn't be in the conversation to win again? Come on. You would still be thinking, even at 46, you'd be saying he could still win again.
Yeah. I think that's one of the big reasons he's walking away now, though, is because there's a lot of cap issues in Tampa Bay. He won't be able to have some of those weapons that he had this year and last year back. So I just don't think he wants to. If he's not going to be able to go out there and compete for the Super Bowl and be on a team that's going to compete for the Super Bowl, he just doesn't want to do it anymore. And I don't blame him.
On top of that, Giselle said, "All right, I had enough of this shit. Come home now."
Yeah.
And for those people that,
paying this fucking nanny.
Tom Brady is my favorite football player of all time, but he wasn't always my favorite through the whole time. When Vince Wilfork was playing, I love Vince Wilfork just as much as I loved Tom Brady. Vince Wilfork to me was a transcendent defensive player, and you had to go watch the games live to really appreciate what he brought to the game. But at the end of the day, Tom Brady is the GOAT, man, period. And you guys can say whatever you want to me. I don't give a shit. And also the NFL, the Hall of Fame, to get into Canton is a lot. I mean, it's not as hard as it is to get into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame.
No.
Is anyone going to question?
That's because the writers are a complete joke in the Baseball Hall of Fame. But
they're making his bust as we speak.
Yeah.
The thing with football is like a lot of the skills hard to measure with stat, right?
No, you can't. Like a Deion Sanders or a Champ Bailey. There's certain positions.
Or an amazing tackle. It's hard.
There's some stuff. There's some stuff that that's hard to measure in football. But like, a guy like Champ Bailey, they just stop throwing to his side. I mean, but you have to. It takes a lot more of observing to understand if a football player is a Hall of Famer than the statistic driven. Offensive side of the football, or baseball or basketball, where it's very statistic driven. It's different. But So let's.
I wanted to address one comment here. Hatter had asked about any thoughts on the Flores lawsuit.
Yeah, we
were going to discuss it a little bit tonight, but we're going to wait for more details to come out for it to progress a little bit more before we weigh in on our thoughts on it. We just want to make sure we're getting all the facts straight. We were talking about it a little bit before we went on the air, and we were even a little bit confused about what was going on. So we're gonna say that for another show, because
I'll give you a little preview though. I'll give you a little preview if that's okay.
Yeah.
I think the Rooney Rule is stupid.
Yep.
But not why everyone. I don't want everyone to jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
I want everyone to understand. I'm not saying the Rooney Rule is stupid because I don't want inclusion in football. It's quite the opposite. I think it's a very flawed way to create the right level of diversity and inclusion in football. So we'll get to that next week. That'll probably be the cornerstone of our show next week. But I do want to make sure that it's not misconstrued what I just said. I think the Rooney Rule is stupid, but it's not like there's a lot more to it than just saying that. I want inclusion and diversity in football. But I believe a rule that's shrouded in compliance rather than true commitment to doing the right thing is stupid. It makes no sense. It's like checking a box. And racial.
That's exactly what it's been since it's been implemented.
Racial equality and inclusion is not a checklist. It's cultural and it's deep rooted and it's got to be fixed. But we'll talk about that next week. This was great, guys.
Absolutely.
It was great. Leon, I don't know what you're looking at over there. Is there a game on?
I'm looking at the time, making sure we're good for time.
There's no time limit here, though.
I know.
You got a video game to jump on?
I'm just mentally
all fucking night.
I'm mentally, you know.
You got a date or something?
No. Oh no.
Misty Cloud going on stage soon?
This was a good conversation, man. And I will say, for the Wilfork thing, right? So I actually got a chance to meet Vince Wilfork. There's two players in the Patriots that really left an impression on me. One good, one bad. Okay. From a bad standpoint, Mike Vrabel. I was in a line to get. I was trying to get every autograph of the Patriots players from 2000. I forgot what year it was. I don't even remember. That's not even important. But I was behind a young man, a special needs guy in a wheelchair, and he approaches with his father to get Vrabel's autograph on a helmet, and he wanted it in a specific place. And Mike Vrabel told him and his father, "I'm going to sign it wherever I fucking want." And then I left. I walked out of the line. After I heard that, I'm like, "Fuck you, I'm out of here." I just left. Right? That's Mike Vrabel. Now, maybe he was having a bad day, but either way, I don't know. I'm not really sure what that's. To me, that's not an aberration. It's got to. I mean, that was pretty terrible. But the second thing, from a good perspective, I had my daughter with me, Sophie. She was very young. We went to see Vince Wilfork to get his autograph. Right. When I tell you that was the kindest, gentlest man I've ever, but let me tell you something, when I shook his hand, I thought his hand was so fun. It was gigantic. His hand, this is the biggest man I've ever seen in my life. Right. And it endeared me to him in a different way. My daughter was scared. He's a big son of a bitch. My daughter got closer to me. She was just little, man. She got close to me. She was scared. And the way he got her to disarm my daughter and just be like, "Hey, listen," he's like, "Oh, sweetie, what's going on?" And he's so nice to my daughter. I will never, ever look at Vince Wilfork as anything other than a great human being. Just for that moment, these moments mean something. But I'll always, even when I see Vrabel coaching right now, I'm thinking myself, dickhead. It's interesting, right? But
that stays with you. Those type of whether it's good or bad, it stays with you for forever.
Yeah, but that's them at their natural, right? You don't
but
know how many moments Wilfork had positive like that. You don't know how many moments Vrabel's how many days he's ruined just by being him.
Maybe he did. Maybe it was just a bad day though. You never know.
Yeah,
but still, I remember it.
Yeah.
But I will say, Vince Wilfork. After that, I literally would go to games just to watch him because you don't get the feel for what he does at his position from watching a TV. You go and watch the way that guy disrupted offenses. That guy, he was a beast, and he was catching passes, he was intercepting balls and running for touchdowns. The dude it was just amazing. But I don't know, man. It's just kind of like things I remember. But that's what's great about sports, right? I mean, you have these people that become iconic heroes in your eyes, and I mean, I'm not someone that gets whatever, but it's still fantastic, man. It's I'll never forget watching Tom Brady, man. I named my son after Tom Brady. My son's name is Brady. And these moments, man, sports are fantastic for that reason. It is. And even being able to do this.
Yep.
It brings us together to debate and argue, and people watching us debate and argue. But hey, listen, guys, this was fantastic. I love doing this with you guys. You guys do a great job. And for those that keep telling me, let him cook it, leave Leon. Well, Leon's all right, man. I'm asking Leon what he's looking at. I thought he was distracted. But listen, this was great. Leon, big fella, you ready to take us away or what?
Yeah. Make sure you guys are dropping a like on the video, subscribe to the channel on the way out. Make sure you guys are still checking viewsfromthevault.com for official merchandise. For Jason, Leon, Pierre, Neil, and Kyle, we're signing out, guys. Stay fitted.
See you, everybody.
Peace.